the Dak Prescott story right now is an example of how the sports media works. Now, people take a little grain of truth and just go way too far with it, and I'm so done. So a report came out that Dak Prescott, the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, turned down a $30 million contract and requested he wanted $40 million a year. He didn't want $30 million a year. He said, no, I want $40 million a year. That's the report that came out. Now, since then, multiple reports have come out that story is simply not true. That, Dak Prescott didn't actually say that. So I'm not sure what's true or not. The sports media is the most irresponsible group of people. The sports media and sports journalism and political journalism it's just a race to the bottom to see who can do a worse and worse, more irresponsible job. Everyone's reacting like having this conversation. Is Dak Prescott really worth $40 million? What do you think, Chuck? Is he? It's like, shut up. Stop. He's not. It's not a conversation worth having. The conversation is a waste of time. Dak Prescott doesn't want $40 million a year. Even if the story's true, or even if Dak Prescott really did say, hey, we want $40 million. It's called negotiating. It's called, has anybody ever haggled? You ever bought a used car? The guy posts it for, $2,000. You say, I want it for $1,500. You meet in the middle, you get it for $18,000. That's how it works. That is how haggling works. That's how negotiations work. I just cannot believe that, the Cowboys said $30 million. Dak Prescott said, I want 40. They're going to meet at like 35, 33, or 34. Dak Prescott's agent is just negotiating. And then somebody on the Cowboys side said, oh, wow, we're going to release it. We're going to try to undermine Dak Prescott and make his negotiations more difficult. That is how negotiations work. I cannot believe. Wow, I'm turning into Stephen A. Smith. I'm going crazy. This bothers me so much. I cannot believe the Stephen A. Smith thing where he goes like, it's the most unbelievable thing I have ever seen. What is going on right now? I haven't slept enough. I hate the story. Dak Prescott doesn't want $40 million a year. Here's the truth about Dak Prescott. I just lost it for a second. It's so funny. I do understand how, in those like first take, how they just get more and more riled up. And then you have Skip yelling at with the other, what's the other? I don't even know. Max Kellerman, Skip and Max just yelling at each other. That's how that happens. They just escalate each other slowly. That probably is. Yeah, I've never watched it. I'm sure it's actually quite entertaining to watch these two grown men yelling at each other about sports. The truth is Dak Prescott, I think, is set on $33 or $34 million a year, right? Carson Wentz, I think Carson Wentz number's 32. Dak Prescott feels that he's deserving of more money than Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz and Dak Prescott are division rivals. They have similar numbers. Dak Prescott's one more. Now, personally, I think Dak Prescott should take a little less money. I don't think he wants a big $34 million contract because there's problems that come along with that if you pay him that much money. And if Dak Prescott does accept that much money, his teammates are not going to be as good. He's not going to have, if he hurts the Dallas Cowboys salary cap situation, he's not going to get as much help to win games. They want to sign the thing the Cowboys need right now is cap space. They have so many good young players that they can keep that group together. I think they could win a Super Bowl. And then what would you rather be known for? The guy who made $25 million a year and won a Super Bowl, or the guy who made $34 million and tore your team apart? Dak Prescott wants to win a Super Bowl. It's good for his brand. It'll make him more money in the long term. I do not think I'm sure he wants a $34 million contract. Don't we all? But I think in the scheme of things, take $9 million less and have a better life. Win more games, have better help. You'll get sponsorships for the rest of your life. I just do not understand this approach. And I will acknowledge, Dak Prescott has been robbed in the last couple of years. It's criminal how much he's been underpaid. Given what he's done for the Cowboys and how much he's been paid, it's absurd and ridiculous. He's been disgustingly overpaid. So I understand why Dak Prescott would look around and say, dude, you had better pay me. I want $34 million. I earned it. I've been paid. I think he's been paid like less. I think like he gets like $600,000 a year. And look, I would kill for $600,000 a year. But I am sure, like when you look around your locker room and you go, man, Zeke's making $6 million. Other quarterbacks that I'm playing against are making millions and 15, 20, 25 million. I'm making $600,000 a year. That would bother me. That would really drive me. I understand where he's coming from. But gosh dang it, Dak Prescott does not want $40 million. It's fallacy. It's not true. Even if it is true that he asked for that much, it's just a negotiation tactic. I wish he would take less. I hope Dak Prescott takes less money because, again, they can sign more players. Amari Cooper, Byron Jones, Jalen Smith, Ezekiel. The more money they have to spend, the better teammates he will have. So he should take less money so they can pay everybody around him. But please, the fact we're having the conversation whether Dak Prescott is worth $40 million or not is absurd and ridiculous. And I am... Now, would I pay him $30 million? Dak Prescott, I wouldn't want to, but Kirk Cousins makes that much. You know, he makes like 20. I think Kirk Cousins makes $28 million, and Jimmy Garoppolo makes $27.5 million. He's done absolutely nothing. So if that's the standard right there, I understand Dak goes, dude, I had better make more money than Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo has done nothing and got a gigantic contract. So really the truth behind this Dak Prescott thing is that Jimmy Garoppolo screwed up the market. And that's why Dak Prescott's asking for so much money, because the ego in the market says, hey, if Jimmy G can make that much, I sure as heck can make more than him. So that's my whole analysis of the Dak Prescott situation. It's not $40 million. Please. My notifications have been blowing up constantly. I understand, but the media is not helping the situation. It's a conversation that is simply not worth having. My name is Zach Schaumler. This is my podcast, Strong Opinion Sports. It is my favorite thing in the entire world. And you may not know, my dream when I graduate college eventually is to do this show as my full-time job. Now, I also want to be very upfront and honest about my plan and what's going on. I recently monetized my YouTube channel. What that means is that some of my videos make money through ad revenue. Now, it's fewer than you think. A lot of my videos get claimed. But in the past, I've received donations through the form of PayPal and Patreon.com. PayPal.me/Zach Schaumler, Patreon.com/Zach Schaumler. So because I'm making ad revenue, it felt weird to just get donations. I wanted to give something back to the people who support me on Patreon. So now there's a reward. If you support me on Patreon, you can submit questions at the dollar level or above. You just need to give $1 a month. If you do that, you can submit questions to a pool of questions where I look at. I'll read all the questions on Patreon, and I pick the top couple every episode and read them and answer them on a segment called Ask Zach. Pick the top couple questions and answer them at the end of every single episode. Now, that's for people who want to support me with money. If you have no money to give, I totally understand. I've actually never supported anybody on Patreon. I feel kind of weird about that. I'm a broke college kid myself. I totally understand. But if you believe in me and if you believe in my dream and still want to help me, one thing you can do is help me grow by telling your friends about Strong Opinion Sports. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is. Help me grow by telling your friends about Strong Opinion Sports. Guys, thank you so much. I know that was a long spiel. I really appreciate it, and hope you have a great day.